Hello, everybody. It's the epitome of geekdom here, and we're talking more about Star Wars The Force Awakens, one of the most, or maybe the most, anticipated movie of 2015. And on today's episode, I wanted to talk a little bit about the primary female protagonist of this new Star Wars sequel trilogy. We're talking about Rey, portrayed by Daisy Ridley. And I know I messed up and I called her Daisy Riddle before. I apologize for that. Daisy Ridley is her name. So, first I'm going to get into what we know, non-spoiler, and then I'm going to get into some spoilers, but I will warn you when I get to the spoiler part. So, non-spoiler. Rey is a character portrayed by Daisy Ridley, who is set to premiere at Star Wars The Force Awakens, and Daisy Ridley has confirmed that she has signed on for all three sequel Star Wars movies. So this character is going to be in episode 7, 8, and 9, so I don't expect her to die in this movie. That's not really a spoiler, folks, really. Now, if you've watched the new trailer and you're familiar with Star Wars, which I'm sure most of you are, you know that Star Wars is very good about portraying female characters as being very strong, whether it be Princess Leia being very brave in the original trilogy. Padme Amidala was pretty brave, and especially in Attack of the Clones, that was her shining moments. And even in the TV series, there's always a strong female character. I'm pretty sure that Rey is going to be this trilogy's strong female character. What we do know is that she lives on a planet called Jakku. This was confirmed by Daisy Ridley. And she, the talk, and this is not really a spoiler, but she already confirmed this, is that she lives in a somewhat of what's called like a space junkyard, where she basically created a home out of a bunch of crashed ships. In the teaser trailer, you see the Star Destroyer that was crashed. That may be part of her home. Other rumors is that she lives in an AT-AT Walker that was destroyed. They took the vehicle and they converted it into a home, much like how some people take trailers. Back in the day, they would take the hitch trailers and make them into mobile homes. That's kind of what happened here. At some point in the movie, she's going to run into Finn, John Boyega's character, and it looks like they form some kind of alliance. They become friends. Like I've talked about before, I believe Oscar Isaac's going to be in there, so that's going to be kind of the new big three for these Star Wars movies. But we don't see that in the trailers yet, but there is that scene in the teaser 2 where she offers Boyega a hand and he grabs it, which I think is a great scene. She's a great actress, and she's like 22, 23. She's really young. She might actually be 20. Daisy Ridley's very young, and she's wow, and you get to be in Star Wars. I envy her. Let's get into some spoilers here of who this character actually is or might be. The big spoiler, and you have been warned, folks, don't kill the messenger, is that she is going to be revealed. Rey is supposed to not be her real name. It's supposed to be a code name. At some point in the film, she is going to be revealed as the daughter of Han Solo and Leia Organa. And her real name is Kira Solo. The reason why we know this is because why we think we know this is because there's been some leaked information from several different places speaking about Kira Solo. Kira Solo. And I don't remember if it was from a script or from somewhere, but the Kira Solo name was leaked. So that's supposed to be the big twist. Also, the big rumor is that as these movies come out, she's going to develop a romantic relationship with Oscar Isaac's character, and this has been kind of the Reddit leak, which, again, take that for what it's worth, folks, as a grain of salt. Reddit has been right sometimes, and they've been wrong sometimes. A lot of Hollywood people do use Reddit, but there's also a lot of phonies, so just be careful. But this is what, again, these are the rumors, that she has a romantic relationship with Oscar Isaac, and Oscar Isaac's kind of a tough guy, kind of the Han Solo guy, even though he's an X-Wing pilot. And Captain Solo at some point meets Oscar Isaac, and he doesn't like him because he's a scoundrel, just like him. And then as the film progresses, he starts to warm up to him, and eventually Han Solo. I don't want to say he gives, Oscar Isaac's character, Poe Dameron is his name. I don't want to say he gives Poe like a, I guess, he doesn't give his daughter off to Poe, but it becomes a little bit better. You know what I mean? It becomes a little bit. He becomes a little bit more comfortable with Oscar Isaac's Poe Dameron. From the way I understand it, is that she's gonna be kind of a mixture of Luke and Leia. Maybe more so, she's gonna be just like Leia, just very brave. And Finn's gonna be more like Luke, kind of the humble guy who got way in over his head. And Oscar Isaac's character, Poe Dameron, is going to be like Han Solo, in that he's this brash, cocky, best pilot in the galaxy, what he said at the Star Wars Celebration. He needs to be humbled a little bit, but of course, this big journey, this big quest they're about to go on is going to humble them. Now, another big spoiler that's been talked about for a few weeks, actually maybe even a few months, is that Max von Sydow's character, who doesn't have a name yet, is going to be living in that junkyard with her. I don't know if they're roommates or they just live close to each other, but his character is supposed to be a collector type character. He's supposed to be kind of the exposition character who knows everything about the previous 6 movies. And according to rumors, he's got an entire collection of artifacts from the previous 6 movies. So there's talk that there's a scene where she goes to visit Max von Sydow's character, and he's got things that you will recognize from the previous movies. Now, what that is, I don't know. I can't even think of anything off the top of my head, but just, artifacts, like things that were kind of in the background of old Star Wars movies, or things that, items and whatnot. What I was told is that Star Wars fans will recognize them pretty quickly. So take that for what it's worth. Now, another big spoiler, or possible spoiler, is that there is a piece of art that apparently portrays her with a lightsaber doing battle on what looks like an icy mountainous terrain. So is she going to get the lightsaber? Is she going to get Luke's lightsaber? Because the big rumor also is that the entire thing that drives the plot is that somebody, John Boyega's character or whatever, somebody finds Luke's lightsaber from The Empire Strikes Back somewhere in space, and that the big, that's what kind of leads them to Luke, so to speak. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, that's what we know, or what we think we know. Go ahead and subscribe, leave a comment. Let's talk about it. The spoiler warning is there, and if you're going to comment, make sure you put in the comment spoiler warning or possible spoilers, so that way we can talk about it. But more Star Wars The Force Awakens talk as we approach the movie. 9 months away, it seems. 8 months, 9 months, whatever. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk more about it, and we'll have some great conversation. I'll put up some great videos and some great talk about what might or may not happen in the movie. So thanks again, and I hope you all have a great day, and thank you for watching.